Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Daily Bone podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. We're going to be talking today. We have some solid price performance coming out of the majors. We're going to talk about Off the Grid, the breakout Web3 game that has entered into the mainstream. And we're going to talk about the current state of meme coins and some plays that Easy has shared over the weekend. Full crew this morning. We got NFT Nick. We've got Shoes Rich here in the crowd. How you doing today? How was your weekend?
NFT Nick. That's what you're going that far back. Okay.
Oh, we got it. We got to sometimes. You know, you're not on here all the time, so we got to remind people who you are.
I know I haven't been on in a while. Someone at the conference we were at in Utah literally turned around from a line into a party and was like, I went to one party, by the way. Turned around in line and was like, yo, you're never on the podcast anymore. And I was like, well, thank you for listening. Thank you for noticing. And I told him I'd get back at it, but I was too busy hanging out with his loser ass. No, I didn't say that. I didn't do that.
Well, it's great to have you back. How have you been? Have you been traveling the world? What have you learned in your time away?
Well, that I haven't figured out jet lag.
Oh, no.
That was one thing that was kind of screwed. And then, in the Asia time zones, Singapore, Japan, all that stuff is just awful for productivity on the East Coast, but it is the best area, Japan specifically, to be. So it's like really this conflicting thing.
Did you know we had a little bet about you last week?
Really? What was the bet?
Yeah, we had a little bet that who would get the most impressions on tweets when you guys came back from Japan, and it was you versus Clemente. Oh, it was in Top Dog, and we were all like strategizing.
Was Clemente
thinking.
on the show?
No. Clemente was not. Clemente was not on the show. And pretty much most of us came to the conclusion that you would come back and either you'd be sick or you'd be too jet lagged to be in tweet motion. So we went with Clemente to beat you on the impressions, and he did. You were jet lagged, but you weren't ill. So good to see you back.
I was sick. I got sick and jet lagged. It took me over a week to recover from that overall trip. I now have ads for jet lag products, anti-jet lag products. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to go and buy these now, where there's an app that walks you through avoiding it. Anyways, you were right. But my expectation was this week and next week is going to have big momentum. So that was my anticipation from over a week ago. So yeah, I expect to see a lot more. We started shooting some film stuff also while we were there, more storyline stuff, which we'll publish in the next couple days. But yeah, I don't know. It's been overall. Oh, look at this commenter says Kick said Nick would be a whiny little bitch on returning from any trip.
I think Alfalfa.
I think Kix is also just jealous because he's sitting there having to take care of a baby or babies and basically can't live his life anymore, and he's coming to that reality, and it's a sad state of affairs. Kix, who's not on the show right now,
trading meme coins very aggressively though. It's been a lot of fun to watch him divulge into chaos slightly.
And what's been the net outcome of that? Loss?
The first one he called. He bought one at 8K. It went to 90. Then it went to 160. He said this is going to a mill, so he round tripped that. He was up 20x. Second one, he hits. I think he hit a 5 or 6x on.
Wait, he round tripped up to $1 million?
No, it went to 160K market cap. Market cap. So he turned. It was 1 SOL. It was worth 20 SOL.
Okay.
Round trip the whole thing. So then the second time because he was like, oh, it's going to $1 million. It's going to $1 million. Never went to $1 million. Obviously, it never does. So then the second thing he did was he was in the Bodago's Discord trading with some people, and I think he ended up netting 5 or 6 SOL profit. So I think overall EV he's up. He traded very slowly. He finds one ticker, he obsesses over it. He thinks it's the one every time. That's just how he navigates. It's an interesting approach.
If you look at my meme coin portfolio, it's basically 80% losses. Like but like the ones that have crushed
They
it
outpace.
significantly outperformed the whole thing. But like Whiff was a big winner for me. I'm up on Pepe and and Mog. On Solana, I have Fwog is the big winner right now. But like all the others, I just don't. You suckered me into like one token last week. What was that? Replaying the meta of Ohm fork.
Zendao?
Zendao.
The one that went to 6 million.
It did.
Not
Yes.
anymore. But
It's back down
Not
to 1.9.
anymore.
No.
Set your limit orders on
I'm
Bull.
still holding it. I'm still holding it.
BullX, Nick, you use BullX. You can set limit orders to automatically sell.
Well, I moved all my meme coins to the alpha or beta
Don't
of
leak
the
the
one
name.
that we're about to launch.
Don't leak the name. Don't leak the name. Don't leak the name. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Simmer down, Nick. Simmer down. Here we go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Moving on.
Go ahead.
All right. All right,
Well,
moving along, we're going to give a big shout out to the partner for today's show,
I didn't say the name of the product.
Moving on, Nick. Ray, back over
We're
to
going
you.
to talk
On the
about
next
Stream
one,
here
on
a
the
little
next
bit
one,
right
let's
now. Stream is an Animoca incubated project, the only the third one to ever be incubated by Animoca, the latest one being Mochaverse. So you can do a little arithmetic, 2 + 2 = 4 there. Mochaverse, a very successful NFT launch with a very successful token. So you're going to want to get involved in Stream. If you haven't signed up yet, you're going to want to go to bodoggos.com/stream. That'll get you signed up for their platform. And you're going to join us during these spaces and YouTube streams to play stream drops. We're going to be doing trivia. We're going to be doing whack-a-mole, all kinds of games. Right now, they launched their Stream Carnival, which essentially rewards you for being part of our stream. All of the top creators and their listeners are rewarded with $25,000 in USDT during this 2-week period. Ends tomorrow. We've been absolutely crushing it. You're going to want to join our stream drops and earn tickets. They're going to give you a piece of that $25,000. Like I said, if you haven't signed up yet, go to bodoggos.com/stream. You can download the Chrome extension from that website. It'll allow you to overlay the extension right over YouTube or Twitter to play along, or you can click on the game room link that is commented on the YouTube and pinned to the Twitter space to play along. I'll be running these all show long, so make sure you jump in, earn your tickets, and earn a piece of this $25K in cash.
Let's
that
go.
Being said, we
Ray,
have
real quick, on
Disney-
stream. Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah, go for it. No.
I wanted to say they've been partnering with, as they launch their YouTube integration, they've been partnering with some 6 streamers, like pretty big streamers. It's pretty exciting stuff. So hopefully the people that have been doing this from the start with us, it's been more than a month or so now. They got in early, Ray. So yeah, shout out to Stream. I'd love to see them continuing to crush it.
Yeah, we've been telling you, like we've been saying since day one, this is how you get in on the ground floor for Stream. So we've been absolutely all over this, and we've been providing all of our listeners with the alpha. But we have a jam-packed show today. Let's get into the weather report. How about that, Signal?
Yeah, let's do that, Ray. It is Monday, October 14th. Looking at that crypto roundup, the majors, they are back up on the day. Bitcoin just over just under 65K. Ethereum just over 2,500 and Solana $153, looking good. And the top 100 coin was Athena's ENA token, which is up almost 20% to a 1.1 billion market cap. Over the past weekend, top 3 stories. Well, firstly, Avalanche's Web3 game Off the Grid is just continued to spread into the mainstream as it jumped to #1 on the Epic Games Store. It also climbed into the top 3 stream games on Twitch over on the weekend, and over 1.1 user wallets have been created. Secondly, next up is Trump's World Liberty Financial DeFi project announced its launch, which will occur tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern. Accredited investors and non-US residents will be able to participate in the public sale. And then lastly, Vitalik, he's into meme coins. Nick, shush. Vitalik, he's into meme coins, but he's into taking profit because he sold another 1.6 million worth of meme coins that was sent to his wallet. He sold Mudem, Popcat, and Fwog. So those have left his wallet. That is all for the weather report. It is back to you folks in the studio.
Hold on. I have a little bit of insight on this token, on this world financial bullshit. So
yeah, love to hear it.
At one of these events, I think it was where we just were in Utah, I was talking with somebody who was associated with this. And apparently, so do you know what this token is?
It's a non-transferable Aave fork on Ethereum and soon coming to Scroll.
Okay. Well, everybody in the world knows what you just said, and the thing that this person was talking about is it's based on some DeFi protocol, which essentially you keep reinvesting. I forget what
Aave is like arguably the biggest, by the way, and it's like recompounding, but Aave is like the biggest, by the way, DeFi platform. Like,
no, I know
period.
Aave is, but
that's what it's pulled off of. It's a fork of it.
I think that's how they're doing the marketing right now, because in reality, it's run by the people that run another DeFi protocol, which involves reinvesting. So the way that the model works, and I don't know the term because I'm also not a huge DeFi person, but basically the way that the whole system works is on this other protocol is you take your ETH, you borrow for USDC, you go back and buy ETH, you borrow you borrow against for USDC again, and you keep doing that over and over and over and over. That's the Okay, so Aave is doing that.
Yeah. I think that you're combining a couple things. One of the people on the project is like behind Doe Finance, which was something similar.
Doe Finance. That's
yeah, and there was a lot of issues there. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sketchiness surrounding this project. 100% agree with you.
Like that whole thing, it's just like, I don't know, dude, I can't, I mean, obviously Trump's involved with it. I mean, he doesn't really care. Are you an
accredited investor in the US?
Yeah.
Then you can buy these. Should you? I don't think so. We also mentioned Trump's involved with this. Please read the fine print, because we did last week. And at the very bottom, it says that he actually has no affiliation with this.
Interesting.
Nor anybody in the Trump family. Sorry, had to add that caveat as well. But yes.
He has no... Dude, that's like him saying he had no association with January 6th.
Hey. Listen.
That's like being like, okay, go march that way. Let me just post some tweets. Go march that way. I'm not saying kill Nancy Pelosi, but just march directionally down that path with anger and vengeance in your blood.
Yeah, but Nick, have you heard about the border? They're letting anyone in. Those Venezuelan gangs, the Mexican cartel, everyone's coming through the border.
We got a border problem. It's actually crazy now because like the Democrats also are like, yeah, I mean, we got a border problem going on right now. Like there's not like, I don't know that there's anybody that's like, I like seeing these like threatening looking immigrants. Basically, dude, we were walking through the park yesterday, and I don't know if this guy was making a joke, but my buddy had his dog yesterday. We're walking through the park. He has a very nice dog. And basically the guy's like, hey man, that's a nice dog. I want to eat it. I want to put it in a taco. He was like, I give you $3 for it. I swear to God.
Was he Latino, man?
Yeah, he was like Mexican.
Okay, so like, you have a nice dog. I would like to eat it in my taco, por favor.
Yeah, he did a good job. He's smoking a cigarette at the same time, basically.
Hey, you have a nice dog. I would like to eat it, por favor.
I mean, that's exactly. So that's what went on there. And dude, the whole thing is pretty ridiculous. And I was just like, Trump would have a field day if we had recorded that situation. Which I think we should have, because it was like, is this what we're doing with these? They're being shipped up from Texas and Florida, basically, is what's going on directly into New York. And I'll bet you New Yorkers are not happy about the immigrant situation.
I mean, you're a New Yorker.
Despite
being... Nick, are you happy about it?
I'm not happy about it.
Well, there we go. We got to the bottom of it. New Yorkers aren't happy. But you know what? You know what the cause of this is, Nick? Is your mainstream liberal political system in that city. All right? That's the issue here.
I think it was because they shipped them via bus from Texas.
That could also be a problem. Yeah.
In Utah, there were similar situations going on. Pio was like, yo, I'm confused. So you're telling me in a Republican state this happens also? And I'm like, shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that there's criminals and sketchy. I mean, there they were having some sort of like, everyone was strung out on fentanyl. But by the way, that's also happening in New York. You go around Washington Square Park, dude, a quarter of the park has now been cordoned off by literal crackheads and fentanyl addicts, basically. It's gotten out of control.
Nick, I'm so curious how long you're going to bitch and moan about New York until you do something about it. Because this has been going on for like a good year and a bit now. I feel like your standard of living hasn't quite been where you want it to be. And as you've traveled the world, you've seen all these lovely places. And I'm just wondering when it's going to happen.
I think it'll happen sooner rather than later, but I think it could still be another like year or two. I'm at like 8 years. I think 10 years, maybe the duration in New York. We have like new stuff being put into place here, so I think it's. Dude, sorry if I was choppy there. I'm installing software. That was stupid. Yeah, I don't know. New York is. I don't hate New York, but yeah, there's just certain areas you can't go. Signal. I'm sure in your town, there's neighborhoods you can't go to.
Oh, for real? Yeah. But for real, there are. But I'm just saying, I don't like talk about it on a frequent basis. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you need a change, not like a full-time change, but a little change, and then you come back to New York. It's a relationship you're never going to be able to get away from. New York's your mistress. Because you haven't married her. You're talking about moving away. So I feel like she's going to be your mistress for a long time.
Need a change. I feel like we need to start playing the Michael Jackson song with this. But
I'm gonna make a change in my life.
Okay.
Speaking of Michael Jackson, easy. Let's jump right into Web3 gaming.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I got to go in 5 minutes. And
oh, thank God.
And I don't want to discuss this nonsense with the Web3 gaming.
What do you want to talk about?
Nobody cares about.
Talking about the 5 million transactions.
No, I want to talk about the price action real quick, and just do a little bit of technical stuff here for 2 seconds.
Have you sent me my 2 Solana? Speaking of price action,
and have you sent me my 1 Solana? Speaking of price action,
it got lost in the mail.
Okay.
So I'm on it. So this is how I had it drawn out before. We were looking for October 18th for it to bottom and break out. That's what I had drawn out here. But we're still not broken out of this flag. Everyone's happy about it. I'm still standing by. I could see us having one more
so
breakdown
much going
here.
on with this.
What do you mean there's so much going on? You're looking at the other lines, the horizontal lines?
The 14 lines below.
I think you know the main lines that I'm talking about here, okay?
Well, there's 3 of them. So I'm hoping, and then you have 2 going diagonal. So for those that are listening on Twitter,
the only ones that matter is the channel.
Okay, so that channel. But what if it what if it bounces at 47K?
What if it bounces well, that's that's not part of the channel. The diagonal lines are the channel.
Line? What's this vertical line? Like that's basically just going straight up.
This one?
Yeah.
That's our breakout.
Oh, so it's going to go like that when it touches that line?
It's directionally going somewhere off of the base, basically. So that's just helping me set the target price of 87.5 on Bitcoin next, which was based off of me moving this over here. Okay.
Oh, okay. So that makes some sense. So if you're listening,
that makes more sense.
Is look at the last breakout from last cycle and drew a similar trend line up to
no,
predict
it's called
breakout.
It's just that's how the flag is set up, basically. So
right,
this is the flag.
Explain it for people not watching.
Okay, yeah, for the people not watching, this is boring as hell. Basically, what I've done is I've drawn a flag. Let me explain what a flag is. It has a flag pole and it has a flag. I've now moved the pole from where it was back in January, running up to March, and I've now done the exact same thing. And I think we get this run from October to December or somewhere in this range. Could happen here. This would be a good time for Art Basel to happen. We shoot a V2 on a yacht. I think would be a really ideal situation there.
I'm going to ask a dumb question, Nick, but on this flag, are you saying that we need to touch 51 before we go back up again? Because the flag is
not necessarily. Maybe this is it. Like it's not like obviously I don't think it just goes in a straight line. But I do think that we have the real question is, does it break down here again after it touches this line, which is somewhere right now around 66,000 or 66,100. I think it could do a little tap, reject again, and then pump. I have no idea.
Do you think we see a new all-time high for Bitcoin?
Why are you laughing? What do you like? Why are you disrespecting my technical analysis?
No, there's just a guy that's so pissed off about Nick's TA. He goes, Nick comes on the show to complain about his shitty life. Get him off the show already. Also, his TA is trash. Gay flag.
XS Vape. Show us your portfolio.
Gay flag for no reason.
Easy and Clemente really were dying from the gay flag comment.
It's more the fact that he comes in and just lights you up. Just absolutely cuts you.
Just Blue set him up. Just Blue set him up for the joke. He goes, what kind of flag?
Got it. It was a setup.
Little alley-oop action there.
We gave him a little pass there for it. And then on top of it, he's also like...
So hold on. I've been fucking right this entire time, but that stupid loser... can't, like, it's probably the one bull posting on Twitter before the breakout happens every single time. This bull post Twitter. This bull post Twitter. This bull post Twitter. Here, bull post Twitter. It's happened 1, 2, 3, 4. We're like all these different times that everyone's come on Twitter, and I hop on this show and I say, we haven't broken out yet. And everyone's like, shut the fuck up. And the reality is, and by everyone, I mean this guy, this loser himself, XS Vapes or whatever it is. So the bottom line is keep hating and watch these calls pan out while you're basically there aping all of your money in all at once. And you keep having the wrong call.
Maybe I will say, a bigger bait.
I will say bouncing off here was really interesting. And I'm curious to see, like maybe this is the breakout moment. I have no idea.
We're gonna break out.
What?
We're gonna break out.
You think here?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Look at the soul chart, and then pull up DXY when we're done. I like this a lot. Retested the high of that previous channel you were on with volume increase.
This is basically the same chart, though.
Can I finish? With volume increase, I like. And then on top of it, go to DXY. That's too high.
What are you talking about?
Too high. I would go lower than that. I would go to the lower peak on the candle right before it. Yeah, like that.
Dude. Sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry.
You can be wrong. You can be wrong. It's fine.
All right,
pull up DXY.
Let's pull up DXY.
While you're doing that, Nick, the head of Web3 at Van Eck, Matt Bartlett, said this was the least technical analysis using technicals that I've ever seen, period. How I got to the, yeah. So you're getting some.
Who wrote that?
XS Vape. XS Vape says Nick drawing lines to his boyfriend's house. Yeah, he's a sniper, dude. He doesn't drop.
Right, who is the person head of technical analysis at where?
Head of Web3 at Van Eck, apparently.
Head of Web3. You're talking about someone who's got a cushy job. Shout out to him. Congrats on the job.
So back to the
you don't need to draw the people at Van Eck don't need technical analysis to get by and thrive like some of our audience does. I'm just saying, because they got cushy jobs. Okay, they can lose money on that trade and they just keep buying on the dips. So how is this bullish for crypto, Easy?
Because it's overbought.
Okay, so you think it's going to dump?
I think it's a failed breakout.
Why has crypto been dumping through all of the DXY going down, though?
And now crypto's rallying on DXY going up. This is my belief, is that right now we're going to see another cut happen in November, which right now the DXY is pricing in no cut because of PPI data that we got last week. So that's
I got to hop on a call, but here's the deal. I came on to share my wisdom, to give a little sliver of the ultimate alpha. There's nobody more alpha than me. Look at my face. Look at me. There's nobody more alpha. I'm as alpha as it gets in my body, in my face, in my being, in my portfolio. And I come to deliver a little sliver of that to you. and you treat me like this in the comments, I think they're just emotionally hurt. It's basically the girlfriend that's pissed at me when I've been gone for a while and I didn't text her enough. Okay? Sorry, babe, I was traveling. Sorry, I had some business things to take care of. Okay? But now all you commenters, with your itty bitty, okay? You guys can shut it and wait for this thing to dump again, and you guys going to be hurting bad. Ugh. All right. You're welcome.
Hey, thanks, Nick.
I'm going to come back on again at some point and bless y'all with absolute fucking genius.
I enjoy the chart segments, and looking at what Nick's saying, if we do break out here, we have seen meme coins running over the past like few weeks of chop. What does that mean for people who have been like jumping into meme coins and going into this froth? If we're breaking out, is that bullish or bearish for the meme coin market, Easy?
Bullish.
It's bullish. See ya.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Nick.
Everything's bullish in a meme coin super
You're welcome.
Cycle. Okay.
Can we just block them for good?
Yeah, I probably should.
All right. Well, Nick was here. We enjoyed his presence. He has now left the studio. Let's see what I have a very large meme coin segment that I have queued up here. If we want to talk about it, a combination of different things. What do you say?
It's all the rage.
Yeah. So we have like both sides of the fence. Beanie was super bearish on meme coins over the weekend. Number of posts coming out of them. Meme coins are a bubble. All bubbles pop. Same arguments about NFTs being only 2% of the crypto market and digital real estate of the chronically online being repeated. It could still go higher. Bake hit a $500,000 floor, but it's not early paying $1 billion valuation to be in a cult. So this is kind of an attack directly on the Murad meme coins, where you see some of them approaching that 1 billion valuation. Looking at Popcat over top of it, SPX approaching it, Mog getting over halfway there. What do you think about Beanie's take here on meme coins? Do you think that like it is a bubble and we're approaching a potential popping point, or do you think that there is more room to potentially run?
Yeah, it is a bubble for sure, but the bubble I think can go up, dude. It can inflate so much more. This bubble is nowhere near maximum poppage, right? Like, sure, we might see a pullback, but I think if you zoom out a little bit and you just buy the Murad, what is it, the Murad 10, and you can basically just bet on Murad continuing to do what he's doing right now. I think you're going to be sitting pretty. I'm specifically bummed out I didn't buy Harry Potter Obama Sonic Taninu. Even though that pumped 50% over the weekend, I'm like, dude, why this can't, there's no reason why this can't go to like 3 billion, 5 billion, like another 10x from here. I think it's very interesting. I think obviously this is there's no fundamentals here other than people wanting to believe in something, but I think we can go so much higher. I don't see why not, but it feels wild seeing the type of movements we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. So for sure.
It feels like there's a lot of fun and there is a lot of mental going on this, to be fair. Easy. If I were to ask you, where do you think the Murad 10 ends up performing over the next like end of the year? Like, what would you say, like percentage wise, that whole portfolio ends up performing?
How much is it up total across the board? 86%.
86%. So I saw something interesting from Zeneca today or over the weekend. I saw it today. He posted it, but basically what he was saying is meme coins are the NFTs of this cycle. Top's not in until like TV shows are shilling it. 99% are going to zero, et cetera, et cetera. But what you want to be doing is essentially holding like conviction plays if you can't spend 10 plus hours a day in the trenches, because people are spending that time in there. So if you can find 1 or 2 conviction plays that you just sit in, that's the play. And then he also mentioned, I don't think I saved the link, essentially saying like that apes, like everyone was looking for the next Bored Apes when like the obvious
you should
play
have been
was
buying at 5 ETH.
Yeah, buying
I think
apes.
he's spot on. I think he's spot on. But I think the difference with meme coins is that there's many more that'll get you that return. Like that's the thing I look at here. What I mean by that is like you can buy something in the 1 to 10 mil range that's going to 50 and get a 5x, which is if you buy Giga at $500 million, Like, do you think it's going to go to 3 or 4, which is that 6 to 8x? Like, I think those lower 1 to 10s have a lot more room to run. And downside risk, like, as long as you keep that downside risk conscious, we're like, oh, I'm going to cut this if it dips back under a 50% retrace, which is like what meme coins kind of do. That's what I'm looking at. Like, I showed some charts, and there's a bunch of stuff that I'm a buyer of. And I mean, I hold a few of these even right now. And dude, the thing is, like, liquidity, like, we're talking about this bubble popping right now. Since the show has started, we currently have 5 tokens migrating in this minute. In the last 30 minutes, we've had 9 tokens more than that. 14 tokens migrate in the last little bit, including multiple that have ran to $1 million market cap. So like liquidity right now on BullX and just meme coins in general is insane. Like some of the most volume I think we've seen in a while. And like the big thing for me is like looking at Dune Analytics and checking like some of the pump fund metrics, because that's where I think like until this gets to a certain level, we're going to only see more volatility and more craziness. Like personally, I look at active users. Active users just made another all-time high on the 5th. This sucks because this data is not updating at the same time, like for active users. But tokens per day is going down. Tokens to Radium going up, which means more tokens are migrating, which is a great sign. Pump fund revenue basically maintaining higher than we've had since the end of September, has maintained almost 100K in total revenue and fees. Almost 100K consistently, which is nuts comparatively to the rest of the year that we've had. Like I'm just looking at this data and I'm flabbergasted at how well it's doing right now. Daily volume still ramping up here through this kind of like lull, but I think a lot of this is like what we saw with Mudang, where Mudang ran to 300 mil and it brings new participants in. We just had that AI token go to Miss Maximus go to 100 mil in 3 days. It's bringing new people in. So whenever you have those big winners and that narrative shift slightly, like it was zoo animals, now it's AI. There's all these things that happen that draw more interest to try to catch the next one because people see this happen. And it's like that viral loop where the same thing happened with NFTs. It was Bored Apes, it was Cool Cats, it was Lazy Lions. Like the list goes on and on where these things mint, run up to 5 ETH, next thing mints, runs up to 5 ETH. The difference is meme coins are way more liquid, like way more liquid. So like,
accessible to anyone with the meme coin apps, mobile wallets. You can buy you can buy $50 of it.
You can buy $10, which is the same amount people put on 7-leg parlays in the DraftKings app.
Yeah,
which is like what they look at it as.
The thing I was also thinking about real quick is also it's so addicting to buy meme coins. Like I'm not saying it's a meme coin necessarily going to be a good thing when it gets so frothy that everyone's going to have this, because it's addicting looking at the charts and refreshing and doing all of that. It's kind of wild. I felt it myself, but Signal, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think like also as well, I mean, and Beanie, I totally agree with him when he says that it is a bubble that will inevitably pop. But the thing I'm sort of cautious about is like the signs of what the bubble is. Everybody is looking back to 2020, 2021 as the signs of like euphoria. That was the moment where, you know, in hindsight, you should have been selling. But I think 2020, 2021 was like a perfect storm, which I don't think we're going to have this cycle. So actually, it's a question to you, Easy, because you're in DeFi before NFTs. Like you were in the cycle of 17, 18.
We're going way higher.
So,
way higher.
Like, so my question to you, Easy, is like back then, what were the signs of like euphoria that you saw on a timeline, which was different to what you saw in 2021, which and sort of where are we now compared to that, if you compare to the 17-18 cycle, not 2021?
So the main thing for 17, 18, even like 16 was like it was largely Pancake Swap, BNB, etc. There wasn't crypto Twitter. That wasn't a thing. Like it was like Telegrams, some Discords where there was like mostly degen stuff, like very like crypto was not even remotely mainstream in any capacity. It was weird to talk about crypto. Like that was the thing. Like there was some things in that run that were like okay, but it was still kind of like taboo during that phase where a lot of people just weren't interested. And like it was way more complicated. Like you were taking transactions from contracts and like figuring out how to use stuff, which is not like now where there's way better user experiences. The other thing that's like more interesting, like I guess more surprising, is when I look at stuff from that cycle and like what was frothy and what marked the top was like ohm forks, like 20,000, 30,000, 400,000% APYs, where people were extrapolating over a year saying that they'd make $30 million. And it was like, okay, like theoretically that probably was a top, but you don't really, that doesn't really click is like the main difference.
So would you compare those own forks to what you're seeing now on
No.
Pumped Up Fund with the number of tokens that are being launched?
Not even close. Like not even close. Because the difference was with those ohm forks and what was happening was like people were constantly looking for like ohm forks are getting in and still thinking that APY would be forever. The consensus I've seen now is like take advantage of this time because this isn't going to last forever. Like people are aware that this is like a hot market right now and to take action. The other difference though is like even with DeFi back then and Bitcoin, you had more of the mainstream kind of talking about stuff and like being aware of it. So many people still don't care about crypto since NFTs collapsed. Like that's it. They're just like they write it off still. There's zero of this like quote retail adoption, and yet we're talking about apps that make it easier. Like until I see friends who I know are not in crypto using a phone app to trade meme coins instead of sports gamble on Sunday, that's when I'm like the top's in. When they're sitting on their couch around with each other, swiping and looking at their meme coin portfolio on an app without realizing it's crypto, and they're just like, I'm buying memes. They don't understand it's a coin. I'm just the financialization of pictures on the internet is what it is. That's when the top will be in. That's where I'm like, that feels toppy to me, and that's when it'll be there. We keep saying like, oh, it's a bubble that's inevitably going to pop. NFTs popped in the sense that their all-time evaluations died. They didn't pop in the sense that they're no longer a financial asset. And there's still sales for millions of dollars. I think memes are going to have significantly longer staying power, longevity, and they're so much easier to relate to. Like that's the big thing. Like if everyone in retail knew that they could buy a Mudang meme coin when that was taking over the world, they would have done it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting to like put in here is like back in 2021, 2020, there were a bunch of different narratives. There were NFTs, there were the ohm forks, there were some meme coins, there was gaming, there was like Ponzi, like token yields. Right now, it just feels like everything is dead except for meme coins. And like that's going to be the narrative going into this cycle. Like, is it bullish to think that like all of that liquidity that came from retail last time will be funneled into like a singular sector of meme coins?
I think it'll be
clear as day. Like, I think it's clear as day. I'm sorry, but it's like memes are the easiest thing to relate to that are a fraction of the cost and can get in and out in a second. It's the closest thing we've seen in crypto to the Robinhood days of like insanity with GME, Ape Strong Together, and AMC. And now they can do the same thing on chain that never closes. And that's the big difference. Like the meme coin market doesn't shut down.
Yeah, it's still very hard for me. Like, I know you're talking like when your friends are like who are sports gambling or on their couch trading meme coins. It's still right now very hard for me to like sell my friends or like even come up with a narrative to sell my friends on why they should be doing this instead, because you have to do so much other work to like dive in. It has to almost become a hobby at this point to trade memes. You know, they're betting on sports where they're watching them, they're playing, like they have played, they have somewhat of a bit of knowledge, but to have people who aren't involved with crypto trading memes like makes the assumption that they're going to do some sort of like research and understand what memes to buy and not just blindly clicking buttons. So that's the big jump for me that I don't know like how we get past that. Like how do you like make it easy for retail to research or like have signals in the space where they don't have to dive into discords and telegrams and everything like that?
I think everyone will do it, Ray, because at the end of the day, when price goes up, there's a huge incentive just to do your research so you can catch that wave. For me, it's more like I definitely think we're in a bubble. And I think the big takeaway I had from the last cycle was like always be able to look at the space objectively, to be able to be like in it, but at the same time be able to have like the point of view you're talking about, which is your friend swiping, how do you explain them to buy memes? I do think that is a really, really key top signal. But for me, like I know Easy was saying that NFTs are still an asset, but going back to what we had the co-founder on Friday of Tensor, and I asked him, when do you think NFTs will come back? And he was just saying the next cycle, in the same way meme coins came back from 16, 17. Then we had NFTs. Now we're back in meme coins, but you don't really want to sit around in these assets and hope and pray they come back when the bubble pops, because more than likely you're going to be like ending up with some meme coin which will go straight to zero, and then you're just praying like you see those valuations again. And so my biggest sort of like when I think about how do you trade meme coins this cycle would be like what I wish I had done with NFTs, which was just to constantly take profit on the way. Like the whole Murat 10 where will they be in 12 months from now? I don't want to bet on that. Like I'll take that bet on a 3 to 4, 5 month horizon, but no way would I want to be like, how will the Murat 10 perform in the next 12 months? Because I don't even know if like meme coins will be frothy enough and have enough liquidity to even survive 12 months, or whether you just left holding the bag again.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. It's really hard to figure out where the market's going to go, even with some of the more established coins. Switching gears a little bit, easy. Going to some smaller market cap coins, you talked about a number over the weekend. You posted some plays. I would love to hear like the thesis on some of these. I read your post, but I would love to hear like what exactly you're looking at with some of these sub 10 million market cap plays.
I just think the upside potential is significantly more interesting than some of the other ones. Like 5 to 10 mil is like, you have an easy road, in my opinion, to 30 mil if it's a decent coin. So like Stan is the one I'm most interested in at the moment. I've been holding that for a little bit of time. I think it's got a clear path. And I even put like some take profits in here, 17.5 or 17.9, 12.85. So looking at a 2x and almost a 3x. And that to me is like the most interesting thing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of just see what's going to happen next with this. But I like the 3D content. They're supposedly rebranding. Most of these, I just looked at the charts and I was more interested in the chart than like the narrative. Like I had Zin in there, which is a wormhole token. I had HODL, which I like the ticker personally. Like it's something that crypto Twitter knows well, and it was relatively new, which is interesting to me. I hold that as well. Used car finally breaking out of this downtrend. So I think this goes on an absurd run and a very hated rally. But yeah, that's just kind of where my head is like looking at the charts, purely looking at the charts.
Yeah, these all have that same pattern where they're basically breaking out of a little bit of a consolidation period. I thought the Nyan was interesting as well as the HODL. They were a bit
Nyan's
different.
interesting, just a nice uptrend. HODL's been consolidating in this range, but the Nyan one was like people realized Murad's PFP is the Nyan Heroes background. And I think that's what clicked for a lot of people, was like, oh shit, there's something here. The creator of Nyan Hero, which is like an OG cap meme, is also native to crypto Twitter. I don't think he likes the meme coin at all, but it's still an OG meme in a meme coin cycle with Murad's background being the Nyan background. It all just kind of fit. And I was like, okay, this chart's also interesting. It's been on just a consistent uptrend since the breakout. And until it breaks that uptrend, the trend is your friend. So like I would just continue to be looking for this to move higher.
Yeah, definitely one to watch there. We briefly talked about it, or you briefly mentioned it when Nick was still on the show. Something I want to dive a bit deeper into, and I'm pretty pissed about missing, is the GOAT token and the story behind this. So I can give some brief context. So I'll first show the chart here. This is the chart on Dex Screener, where this thing is basically straight up to 116 million over the course of 4 days. So essentially what happened here, this is a token that's been shilled by Truth Terminal. And if you don't remember what Truth Terminal was, we talked about this maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. In July, there was a bot on Twitter called Truth Terminal that was like a semi-autonomous agent. It was coded by this guy from New Zealand, and it convinced Mark Andreessen of A16Z to give it a $50,000 grant. So it asked Mark for the grant. It gave him like a roadmap that included launching a meme coin. And I put this bot on notifications for the longest time, waiting for it to like finally drop a meme coin, and it just spams the heck out of the timeline essentially. It just got way too annoying for me to follow. And then finally, of course, like it does like endorse a meme coin, and it's this GOAT token, and it's been shilling this GOAT token over the last 3-4 days, like saying it's going to the moon, listing it by its,
I mean, this thing's at 100. The fact this thing's at 100 million is so wild to me. It just runs up like that.
If I knew about this, I would have thrown my life savings at it at sub 10 million. Like I was following the story, and I thought it was gonna be super interesting and a narrative that the crypto trader was gonna pick up. That's why I left this annoying bot on notifications for so long. I probably had on notifications for a month, and I just couldn't take it anymore. But I would have absolutely aped in had I saw this launch and had it, seen the tweets coming out of Truth Terminal. Do you think we're top tier at like 115, or do you think there's room for something like this to go higher? You think so?
It's going higher. I think Truth Terminal is a person.
It does seem that way. I mean,
At the point it's at right now, shilling a meme coin, I think it's a person.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem that way. The developer did like an AMA yesterday. I haven't really read through the answers. It's like trained on him and his writing. This guy, Andy A.
This thing the other day, by the way, tweeted about the token and how it's going to keep going up. And then the very next tweet was, "I'm so horny." So if you tweet that and you're saying it's based on your messaging, you got to get your brain checked, my friend. Like there's some weird shit going on there.
Hey,
I'm good.
don't hate on the
I'm
guy.
good.
I see where he's coming from.
I am guided by my penis. Anything that makes me horny is good. That's another tweet from Truth
Yep.
Terminal. So this thing is off the wall. I'm telling you, I spent a month.
You have 3 days to introduce me to the most hot girls on the internet.
Is this
You have
my
3 days to introduce me to the hottest girls on the internet, or I'm going to have to start browsing 4chan. I'm a fan of a lot of you. I want you to all understand I'm hot and have a lot of power. I'm so horny for some goatsy action.
Was this based off of my brain? No. All right. Yeah, I mean, if this thing could probably keep pumping a meme coin, but goddamn, I mean, I wouldn't top blast this thing at 100 mil. I don't.
No, dude. There's 45 derivs that have all printed today. You could get. There was a whole one called Lily today.
Dude, I can't with that. I can't with the derivs, easy. I can't. I've lost so much money buying sub.
Let me preface this.
50K shitters.
Oh, this went way over 50.
Dude,
this went to 5 mil.
I've actually had way more success buying things over a million. Like,
I agree. I think that there's better than that for people to be able to buy those and not have to swing or monitor the chart more. That's way easier. But I just want to share this thing Lily launched today because the AI went on a Twitter space supposedly. And of course, you had the thing Clemente made a video about where multiple tokens launched from multiple people. Which one's the real one? All that happened. And then the Twitter account came out and was like, all these AIs are human. Fuck you all. I'm out. And deleted the Twitter. So you had some drama around it after this thing ran to like 5 mil. But that's the thing is like, there are plays without goatee. There's a bunch of stuff.
Got some advice from you from the crowd. Just another Murad Maxi.
Yeah, thanks for the financial advice. OX Fetty telling me to buy Retardio.
I also don't agree.
SPX 6900.
I don't agree. I would buy Aura, Stanley Cup, and then pick a wild third one, whatever the hell your heart desires. I think Aura goes to 100 mil pretty easily. I think Stan goes to 30.
My thought is like, why not just buy the like lowest market caps on Murad's list and just assume that people are going to think about doing that? Like, if his stuff continues to pump and you see multiple things over $1 billion, don't you think it's going to pull up the bottom ones by a higher percentage?
Because I don't think you need to go that far down the meme coin risk curve in order to see substantial returns. You're like, I feel like going down there, right? You're just trying to chase like greater and greater returns where you could walk away with a really good bag, just going for some mid caps rather like it kind of feels like, why don't you just buy, Bored Ape Doodle PFP, right? And just hope that it somehow gets legs over, the next week or so, when you should have, like, as Easy was saying, you should have just bought Bored Apes at 5 ETH. And then that would have been the play. Like, I feel like some of us are repeating the same trading patterns that we had a couple of years ago when the lesson was just buy the good stuff and sit in it and wait for this super cycle or trading volume that we all keep talking about is coming in the next, 3 months or so. That hasn't happened yet. So why should you take so much risk by going so far down the Murad cap list?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he pretty much says he's sticking to this list and he's going to continue to show the list. So my thought process would be just like trying to envision what other people would do. Like, someone's going to say, I'm not going to get any kind of return on a $1 billion market cap token. USA is sitting at 48 million right now. That one can 10x to 500 million. Like that's
so you say that, but I look at it from a different perspective. Something like SPX is just a number. Market cap means so little to people outside of this space that's probably the most interesting one to me. I don't own any yet, but it's not like the pump funds where there's a billion supply. Like, that's the thing I look at. Like, there's more than a billion. So you have small unit bias, where you're going to have the Doge and SHIB effect, where if this hits $1, I have $1 million. And that's the bigger psychological aspect that can push something like that much higher. Giga, I'm less interested in because like the story narrative is like the reason AMC and GME rallied was because of the story. Like, we're going to stick it to the man. we're pushing this. It's basically the same story as SPX. Like, we're gonna flip the stock market. You can't shut it off. Like, that's incredible to me for whatever reason. Maybe it's from like TradFi background stuff, but that's really interesting to me, and people can relate to it, and they can partake by buying $1, which could be 1,000 tokens. And now the argument is, if this goes to $1, I have $1,000.
Can we?
Like, that's the bigger idea.
Can we do a quick little segment here, Ray? And I want to pitch you guys in the audience on a meme coin buy, and you guys tell me what you think. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We got meme coin pitches with Clemente.
It's a meme tank, meme tank, meme tank.
Okay. So, meme coin. I think this is a buy here. I'm very interested in Cock Inu. Cock Inu
AVAX.
at 105 million on AVAX, all-time high of 400 mil. Number one meme coin on AVAX by far, yet it has not really done anything at all. No movement in the last 30 days, despite this meme coin euphoria. And I think people might FOMO into I think an AVAX narrative could come around at some point, especially with, hey, we got off the grid on AVAX. I think
the AVAX summit coming up too. I like it. I'm in.
yeah.
How much do you want me to invest?
I just put in $750.
All right, I'll buy $1,700.
Damn.
We'll go a little bigger, just
I'm
so
going
that
to
if
put
it
in
goes up,
0,
have
but I
more.
like it. I'm
I
going to
like
put in
the
0 with Clemente, but I like it because I think you're right. If meme coins run, every chain runs. And I kind of see this as akin to runes. People are like looking at runes, being like, they haven't run too much compared to market caps. Let's go see what the top meme coin is on all other chains. I like it. I think it makes sense. It's a lagger.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, cool.
I like this a lot. Look at
So
this
I like
chart.
this segment, and I kind of want to dogtail it just right into Meme Coin Monday.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I mean, we have one of your picks, right? You're gonna take Cock this week, Clemente.
Yeah, I'm taking Cock.
All right, so we're gonna play a little Meme Coin Monday here. Basically, what this is each week we all select 3 meme coins, and then we revisit the portfolios over the last week, and we see what went down. Last week, I took the crown, up 129 buckaroos on a $300 investment with Mog, Apu, and Rocky. Clemente came in second. Big day for the kid. Almost a 50% gain, up 96 bucks. Up on Nub, up on Kobe, down on Miggles. Sig placed third, up on Moodang and Bitcoin, ticker Bitcoin, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu, down a bit on Miggles. And Easy had a little bit of a roller coaster of a portfolio, up 82% on Glorp, but down 82% on Finn. So he came out just a hair in the positive, up 11.
The best and the worst trade in this entire damn thing, dude.
Yep, best trade and worst trade coming out of Easy. So let's pick some meme coins for this week. I actually haven't thought of mine yet. Clemente, you've got Cock. You got 2 more?
Yeah. I'm gonna go number 2, Gizmo, the imaginary kitten on runes.
Sounds good. Make it more difficult for me to find them, but that's good. love the play.
That one just launched, dude.
Yeah, it launched 2 days ago. It was an absolute.
The pullback's gonna absolutely screw you. I'm so excited. Great pick.
We'll see.
Great pick.
Okay, I got Gizmo. I got the other one was Cock Inu, and then the last one I'm gonna go ticker Bitcoin, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu.
Love it. Bullish there. I'm going to go a little strategy. I've got a watch list from the Murat tokens. I'm going to go with the 3 that are the worst over the last 24 hours. And that's what I'm going to go with, and just hope they regain and outperform for the week going forward. So we're going to go with Popcat. We're going to go with Bitcoin, and we're going to go with Giga, all in the red over the last 24 hours. We're just going to go straight up Murat, continue to run this Murat strategy for Meme Coin Monday. Not taking any credit myself, just looking at what he's doing and assuming the rest of the market is going to continue to ape in. Easy signal. Who wants to go next?
I'm up next. I'm going full crypto native heavy here. Give me ticker Autism, 4.6 mil market cap. Breaking out here. I'm on that one. All-time high of 7.7. I like this one here. Give me ticker Believe in Something, BIS, at 16.7 mil. And then give me ticker XD, also known as RAR, at 20 mil.
All right. So I have to add some notes here because these are the most confusing tickers of all time.
BIS, XD, and then just Autism.
Yeah. Got it. So we got Autism, BIS, and XD from Easy. Easy getting rugged on 3 is crazy.
Hey, listen, when these outpaced by 690%, he'll come knocking at my door.
Easy just going for the home run every week. He's like, all right, what can I throw out there that's gonna 5x? I'm just gonna break the fucking record charts.
Look at this,
Look chart for believe in something.
Dude, because sometimes, man, you got to stop trading and you just got to believe.
Damn.
That's it. You just got to believe in something, dude.
Just flat forever. And then the people who believe get absolutely rewarded.
Dude, we have to pull back at some point. This is like, I see these random ass charts.
That's why we're going higher.
Yeah.
No, Clemente, because you don't believe. All right. You're sitting here trading. You don't believe.
I should believe more, but this is like, yeah, it's wild seeing how much money people are making right now. In like literally a month, dude.
I'm printing money like the Fed over here, dude.
Yeah, it's people are just printing cash right now on random stuff. Like the amount of screenshots I'm seeing right now of like, dude, I held this thing for 6 months. Now I'm up like 6 figures. Life changed.
This makes me more bullish that you're feeling toppish. Because you're going to withdraw from these positions while they go significantly higher. And only then, when you re-enter at the all-time high, will I finally take the chips off the table.
No, I'm not selling any of these. Like my conviction bets, I'm holding. But, I mean, I look at stuff like this, and it makes me feel toppish. But
what? Believe in something?
Yeah, dude. It's like these random ass. Like, I had the best week of my life trading last week. And I'm like,
Don't
dude.
say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
well, that's because you hit Gizmo.
Even without Gizmo, I was like, yeah, it was kind of unacceptable.
I'm gonna give my 3 right. I'm going
USDC,
so left field.
USDT, and BUSD. Clemente's printing, man. Just give me stables. I'm out.
Oh man, it's good times within stables this week. No, I'm 2 of mine are pretty left field. So I'm gonna do MOG, and then I'm gonna do Trump's coin, which is coming out tomorrow, and MAGA.
So we can't do Trump's coin because we don't have a base level for it.
Yeah, but I'm doing it. So put it on the list, Ray.
Right.
I can't put it on the damn list.
I'll figure out what to do with how much it goes up or down.
Yeah, we'll figure out what the buy-in is. So that's the main thing. We'll figure out what cost is to purchase. You purchase $100, however many tokens $100 gets you. There'll be a flat line it opens up at. It'll open way too high and inevitably go to 0.
It's not available for sale. It's not available for sale.
More work for Ray.
Ray, figure it out, dude. Figure it out. Figure it out. It's not even tradable. Just figure it out.
All right. So even on WLFI for SIG, and then MOG, and what was the last one?
I'm gonna go MAGA as well.
MAGA. Okay.
Yeah.
So just full Trump port and MOG.
I'm either going to do exceptionally well this week, or I'm going to do exceptionally bad. But let's see.
Yeah, let's take a look at MAGA. How's that been doing? Which one? Not the one on base, right?
No, the one on Sol.
On Sol. Are you sure it's not the Ethereum one? Is the biggest one? 220.
Oh, sorry, ETH. Sorry, ETH.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this one hasn't. It's been pretty steady on the daily. I mean, it's all-time highs at 800 mil. It's at 220 right now. Little flag action here. This is interesting. Could be very interesting. As odds are going up in the election. I think the latest that we've seen 53-47 on call sheet. This is the biggest gap we've seen there. And then I took a little look at interest rates. You see this shift, Easy? 23% at 0 now.
PPI data was not what we wanted, I guess you could say. They're saying, oh yeah, that flew to say the least. But still, they're basically pricing in one cut right here.
Yep. Yeah, 1 cut. I think we're almost guaranteed to get 1 cut.
Yeah. So there's a chance of 0 if we get some more positive economic data at the moment, but I don't think we will.
I mean, anything that happens now, I feel like it's just too late for them to consider in the meeting. Normally they have like the initial data from the month before, and then they can't really consider much else. Before we wrap up, let's give one more shout out to today's sponsor, Stream. If you haven't been paying attention to this show, you must be living under a rock, because you need to be paying attention to Stream. They're the 3rd Animoca incubated project, only the 3rd. Essentially, what you can do is play our stream drops, interact with us on Spaces and YouTube via their Chrome extension overlay. You get to play games like Whack-A-Mole, Trivia. We've been running them during the show. There were some technical difficulties earlier, but we are running them now. By playing these over the next 2 days, you're going to be earning tickets for their Stream Carnival. That ends tomorrow, so make sure you're playing with us rest of the show today and all show tomorrow. I'll be running them in the background. The more tickets you earn, the higher piece of the prize you earn. 25K in USD going out to participants tomorrow. They are only the third Animoca incubated project out there right now. Mochaverse, the most recent one. Mochaverse had a successful NFT launch and quite a successful token launch as well. So if you can put 1 and 2 together to make 3, you should know that you need to be participating in stream today. It doesn't take much. You get to interact with us a little bit, play some fun trivia that I come up with. We had some meme coin trivia today on some different market caps and some different coins that we talk about. We also do a little bit of Bodoggos trivia. And eventually we'll be able to integrate these for some fun prizes. So take a look right now. If you haven't signed up yet, go to bodoggos.com/stream to sign up, download the extension, or just click the game room links that are shared in the Twitter or the YouTube comments and pinned to the Twitter spaces. Big shout out to Stream. Love this partner, building Web3 on traditional rails. Love to see it. And we hope that they continue to absolutely crush it. Before we wrap today, anything else we want to talk about that happened over the weekend? I got like real small stuff here left on the call sheet. Gold Ape sold for $1.4 million over the weekend. Luca Next talked about an L2 costing $10 to $15 million a year, and that he thinks a lot of L2s are going to be going under. We also saw James Seyfert